at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Our sponsor Blue Guardian is the only prop firm that gives their traders a tool to protect them from hitting their max daily loss and over trading. It's super simple to use. Just set the Guardian Protector each day from your dashboard. Did you also know that they've just released an unlimited time evaluation with a 0 trading days requirement, giving you plenty of time to hit their low 8 and 4% targets, making it super fast to get funded. Plus, it's cheaper than the 40-day time limit evaluation. Check out the link and coupon in the description to get 10% off your next Blue Guardian evaluation.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brinks Trades back to you live again with another week worth of breakdowns. So, yeah, how's everybody doing? How's everybody going? I apologize for coming on a little bit later than I'm supposed to. I'm not feeling too well. Whenever summer hits in Michigan, or in summertime hits, I always get like a weird, kind of like chills, kind of borderline cold, flu kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm doing okay though. But how's everybody doing? Where's everybody calling in from? Let's see, where you guys are at. Or it's cool. You don't have to say. If it's the same people, it's the same people. Give it a second and then let some people funnel in. And as usual, if you guys have any questions at all, general trading questions, if you can always ask those. Let me go ahead and share this. California. All right, man. That's what's up. What part of California? Delani. What part of California in? Well, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, I guess for security reasons or personal reasons, that's cool. But California's cool. Lancaster. I have no idea where Lancaster's at. I'm gonna be honest with you. Is that Northern Cal? Is that Southern Cal? Because everybody, if you live west of like Houston, if you live west of Houston or east of Houston, then everybody just thinks California. You should automatically live in LA, or maybe they might give you San Francisco. I was actually out there not too long ago. I was out there a few weeks ago. First time out there. Morocco. Okay, Morocco. That's what's up, man. I think yes, Morocco. Like Spain, Morocco. That's crazy. Palmdale, Los Angeles. Okay. I was out in like pretty much LA, like Culver City. So that was cool. Let me share this link into the chat, and if you guys have any questions at all while I'm getting stuff set up, feel free to drop them in. I usually like to let this first few minutes of the class or the call, like let people hop on, and then also like just general trading questions. I feel like not a whole lot of people get a chance to ask people questions about trading and stuff like that. So I always try to use this time, at least give a few minutes before and after. Palmery, Morocco. Oh, Palmery might be the city in Morocco. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. I think I know what you're saying. That's what's up, man. I mean, I don't know anybody from Morocco, so you're the first. So, okay, let me share this in the Telegram's link, and then we'll go ahead and get stuff kicked off. If you guys are not part of the Telegram chat, I feel like maybe by now it seems like a lot of people here. Okay, it's a neighborhood in Morocco. Okay, I gotcha. Okay. Yep. If you guys are not in the TickUps chat, I'll drop a link for that before the end of the call. Again, it's just where I do all my analysis. Hugo's in the building, New Jersey. I'm just sharing this out right now. Cool. New Jersey's in the building. Hugo is one of the students for their most recent mentorship. No pressure, but that boy's about to be a monster on these charts soon. Okay, so let me share this. All right, so let's see what's going on. So again, my usual spiel is on Brinks Trades. I've been doing this trading thing for about 10 years now. When I first started trading back in 2013, 2014, there was not a lot of resources available for people to really trade. I remember it was my senior year of college, my last year at college, and I was introduced to this trading thing, and there was no mentors. My first quote unquote mentorship was this bootleg copy of these videos that a guy had. And I had to pretty much piece together things on my own. So you guys got it lucky now, right? Now you can learn how to trade in I don't know, 3 to 6 months and learn from somebody that has, experience. There's ways to validate people's proof, right? Through payouts and prop firms and things like that, and transparency, stuff like this, like going live on YouTube, which wasn't a thing, right? I'm in the process. So last week, or I guess this week, I went live for the first time on YouTube to look at a trading session. I didn't take any trades that day. I ended up taking one the next day, but working out the kinks in the live stream for trades. I'm going to be doing that hopefully 2 to 3 days a week on the Brinks Trades YouTube channel. So if you guys are not subscribed over there, go over there, subscribe to it, like it. You'll see it. It's a little cartoon icon that has my name on it. Brinks Trades, BRINX Trades on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, etc. But yeah, if you stay locked in with me, you're going to be able to see me go live. And, one of my big things is I want to be able to I want to be transparent in this industry. So there's a lot of BS and there's a lot of gimmicks that go on in this space. And so everything that I want to show here, whether it's my trading results, just the process in general, I want this to be real, because this is an actual real career. You can do this full time, right? And I know we all get used to seeing the glitz and the glamour, people riding around in Lamborghinis, and that's cool. And don't get me wrong, a lot of those people do that stuff for real. There's a lot of people that are scammers, and so I just want to give an authentic look into what it means to be a trader. So let's go and take a look at the overall charts for the week. So let's start on the weekly time frame, and we are going to look at the US dollar first, because we just want to get a better understanding of where we think the market's going to go. Right. And so the last week we said we wanted a couple of things. Let me go to this one. I think it's this one. Yeah. So on the weekly time frame, I got rid of this because it was in the way. So in the weekly time frame, we saw a couple of things. So ideally last week coming to the markets, we wanted to see the market really respect this imbalance in the weekly time frame and really start to look for levels of buy side and really start attacking these highs right here, right? And so we traded down into this order block right here. And so this order block right here is pretty much the last level of well, I'll take that back. This order block is one of the last levels of defense that I was looking at from a weekly perspective. This secondary one that's down here, we could see the market run into this and potentially go higher. I'm still overall bullish on this. I know it looks like we're potentially not going down, but I'm really looking at this level or this level to see the market continually go bullish. My students, if I zoom in on this, you guys will be able to know what these these lows kind of constitute and represent. if I go like that and look at these 3 lows, you guys will kind of see that and kind of get a better understanding of why we might be heading there. So again, there's a couple levels that I want to see respected. So ultimately, this order block level here, I'm looking at this level here, it's old imbalance, and then this level right here. This is pretty much the last level of institutional quote unquote support that I would see. So if we don't respect this old imbalance here, then we could be in the way of shifting our bias. That's in the longer terms. Like what's going on in the weekly, right? So I still want to be bullish in the weekly to come back up to this high eventually, but we're looking to see what's going to happen. Best case scenario, we traded down to this order block here, and we'd start to look for bullish opportunities going into next week. I'm still bullish. So I really want to see, jumping down to the daily time frame on dollar, I really want to see what happens with get rid of that. I want to see what happens with this old and fair value gap right here. Oops. And if we, in the best case scenario, I'd like to see this inverted and continue to look to go higher. I ultimately think we could draw down into here and then go up, but ultimately I'm still bullish on this. And if you jump back to the weekly time frame, right, we know, my students talk about, I've talked to you guys about this a million times, but what to do when we have 2 fair value gaps on a particular run, and that applies to all different time frames, right? And how to kind of proceed that, which one we want to aim for and which one we want to anticipate the market running into, just as like, what we're prepared for. So we think it could turn around on one, and then it'll be, we prepare for it to go down to that second one. And that's kind of what's playing out here, but just on a longer version of this. So if we don't respect this, then I'm going to be looking to go short in the long term. And so really overall, though, I'm using dollar just to kind of get a better understanding of where the trend is going to go. And so if we're looking to see here, how we respect these 2 levels here. So this 104.33 fair value gap to the 104.85 fair value gap, and how we respect that zone. We're technically trading inside of a secondary imbalance there. If I get rid of this, so you can only see this on the weekly, you can see that we're trading into a secondary imbalance there with an order block. So this is kind of like my last level. I would love to see this red SIBI or red fair value gap get turned into a inverted fair value gap into something like this over the next week. But I'm still bullish, and I'm just waiting on the right opportunity. Well, I guess I don't trade on dollar, but if you were trading dollar, waiting on the right opportunity to go along. So that's what I see on dollar. If we jump to NASDAQ, and let me go to the comment section first. So we had a couple of goals that we wanted to see hit. And so we know that, the dollar has an inverse relationship with the indices, right? So if one's going down, one should be going up. And so if we look here, our target for the last week, I'm actually going to jump back to the Forex one just because that's where I had my stuff marked up last week. We had a couple of goals that we wanted to see hit, and I didn't know if we were going to hit them all in the same day or the same week. But we ended up actually hitting both in the same day. And so coming into last week, this is what we wanted to see happen. If we jump up to the weekly time frame, we wanted to see the market run for these 2 levels, these 2 highs, right? So we wanted to see a short-term target hit. This was our initial short-term target, and then our long-term target. If we go down to the daily time frame, just to kind of make it a little bit clear, this is kind of where we were at last Saturday when we met. So at first, I wanted to see the market run to this high, and that was kind of like my weekly target, and I made the note last week, if you guys go back and watch, that if we did get an expanded run, we could probably take out the all-time high and get back to trading there. And if you look at what happened, there's also a couple things here, right? And a lot of reasons for bullishness, right? And so we wanted to see the market really run down to this old daily fair value gap and keep going higher. And that's exactly, I think, what we got. We ran down, took out this low like we had projected, and then kept going higher. and really took out that first short-term target there at 18,350, 350-ish. And then on the way to our ultimate target, which is that all-time high at 15,000, 18,503. And so again, we know that the NASDAQ is an investment vehicle. All indices are investment vehicles. They are meant to rise over time, right? If you look back at the history of all of these things, NASDAQ and et cetera, Dow Jones, S&P, they rise over time. So this is exactly what we want them to do. A lot of times this is hard though, when you're psychologically, when you're trading at all-time highs. So again, I'm giving myself a target, right? Since we don't know, I trade with the concept of liquidity, right? And so we don't know where that's resting at. We just know there's one area in the chart that we can aim for. And so this level right here is going to be right here. That's going to be our target for this week. And so ideally what we want to see here is now these goals are gone. Boom. So we're really going to be aiming for this high. We don't really have a lot of opportunities, pullback opportunities. We could see some rapid expansion happen on Monday just because of what's going on next week. And I'll talk about that in a second. This will be my target. It's not a big target at all. It's like 100 points. And we'll just kind of have to see what's going on from there. Oops. So that's our weekly target, right? This is the new all-time high or last week's high. I want to see the market run into this. And if we're looking for levels what we think the market could attack going into next week, there's a couple levels. Again, consequent encroachment of this old fair value gap here, or this daily fair value gap there. Consequent encroachment of this wick, or where I'll be looking for the market to run to, or respect, right? And these will kind of give us signs that the market's bullish. So these two levels here at a high level are going to be the levels that I want to see the market run for. We also have an invalidation level. Anytime you have a strategy or a plan for the next week, you want to really draw out the invalidation level, or the level that if this falls apart, you just call it a week, right? And again, I think this level will still be, it'll be right there. Just drag it up a little bit. So that's what I'm seeing on NASDAQ. Again, I'm looking at the levels at 18,450, 18,556, and then 18,507. So really, I want to see the market really run for one of those levels and then go higher. I'm going to break this down one more time frame to the hour just to kind of see if there's a better, yeah, we're seeing the same thing. So really just want to see the market respect those levels. At 18,509 and 18,449 on the way to the target. That might make a good opportunity for a good swing trade or a couple of trades, to the target over a couple of days. Let's see if there's any questions. If you guys have questions at all, don't feel free to jump in at any time and chat them in or drop them in. So that's US100 and or NASDAQ, right? So if we go to NASDAQ, the futures version, it's going to be the same thing, right? So we're going to be looking at these same levels here. Consequent encroachment of this old imbalance. The only reason that I was using NAS100 the last couple of weeks is just because Forex, there tends to be less gaps in Forex. And so even though I do trade on futures platforms, sometimes doing the markup on a NASDAQ, on a NAS100 instead of doing the actual NASDAQ, it's a little bit clearer to see what's going on. So again, same level here. Shoot. Those two levels, I want to see something like this happen, where I want to see the market really run for these levels and then go higher. So that's ideally what I want to see. We already dipped down into this. So on Monday, we could just see a straight shot up. We might not get a retest. And if that's the case, then oh well. We'll talk about news in a second and why, we might just see a straight move up going into next week. Okay, so that's NASDAQ. Let's go to US500. Same thing, really. Let me pull up ES. So ES, we took out the all-time high right here. This is last week. We are trading into an old imbalance here. Best case scenario, I want to see the market do this, right? Very clean body action. We respect the consequent encroachment. I think to be honest, after looking at this, and again, if you guys don't remember, I do all of my analysis live, right? So after looking at this, I don't know if we'll come back down here next week. I think we might just go straight up, at least on ES, or ES is the S&P. So I'm going to be looking at a few levels here. I'm going to be looking at this level as a primary opportunity to go long. I may be looking at this level here at 5,312 and to go higher and take things to the all-time high. This consequent encroachment of this fair value gap pretty much lines up with the consequent encroachment of that wick. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did drop down into something that respects the high. Ideally, I want to stay on the high end of this fair value gap and then going into next week. Yeah, definitely. And actually, this is kind of giving me a little bit more confidence that we might not even go down there. Boom. Right there. So ideally, this will be like the first pullback level that I'll look to buy, depending on what goes on, in on Monday or Tuesday. So that's kind of where I'll be looking to see. And then looking to go take things a little bit higher to the high of last week at 5,349. So that's ES. If I zoom out again, very short plays. And I'm not saying the market can't go higher than this high. It probably will, but I just don't have a reference for anything once we get above this high. There's no old structure, old liquidity levels that I can really run for. So there's that. And then the last one that I want to touch on is cool. The last one that I want to touch on is Dow Jones. So we look at Dow Jones, or YM is what it's known in the futures market. There's a couple of things here that we're seeing that we could run into. So we were running to this weekly target. YM is the only one, or Dow Jones or YM is the only one that didn't hit its weekly target last week. So this is still our target. We're still in a bullish structure, but it does kind of let us know that maybe since we didn't hit this target, the market could be setting itself up for an overall reverse. These are things that I'm going to be keeping in mind. But as of right now, I'm still holding a bullish bias. We talk about confluence in my mentorship, how to spot opportunities of the market that the market might reverse based on what the other pairs are doing. And this is a good sign, right? This is a good sign that potentially the market could just say, we're going to turn around and go down next week. And so I don't, obviously, if any trader tells you that they know for certain where the market's going to go, they're lying, right? So like if your current mentor says he knows exactly where the market's going to go every single week, get your money back. So let's get rid of that volume imbalance. And so ideally we tapped into this old value gap here on the way to the target. Ideally, last week what we got is we saw the market run for this level, respect consequent encroachment, and then continue to go higher. I want to see that same thing happen again this week. I want to see this run into here and then attack consequent encroachment and go higher. So something like this again, right? On the way to the primary target. Boom. So see that order block there. My students, again, we talk about order blocks and what that means in terms of when you see one next to a fair value gap, and what that means for the fair value gap. Okay, cool. So then ideally some levels that I'll be looking at again here on the lowest end, I'll be looking at consequent encroachment of this old fair value gap at 39,869, consequent encroachment of this wick. Oh, shoot. At 39,700. And then I want to see the market really respect these levels too. I'm going to take a step up and look at the weekly because I want to figure out what a good level for invalidation would be. Yeah. On the very extreme end, we could see the market run back down in this fair value gap. I doubt it. I doubt we'll go down that low, but that's also something I would be prepared for. and still for it to dip back in here and still keep a bullish bias. But I don't think we'll go that low. So really looking to see what the market's going to do for the first couple days of the week. But I am bullish, and I'm looking for bullish biases to play out over the next week and then on the way to the weekly target. So if you trade US30, this is gonna be for you. If you trade YM, this is gonna be for you. Dow Jones, same thing, right? I'm looking to take things higher to the weekly target. Let's go down to the 4-hour real quick. Same thing. I would love to see the market really run for, consequent encroachment of that level. There's another, yeah, very small imbalance here at the 39,935 level, and this consequent encroachment, which is pretty much almost in half this consequent encroachment. So there's a lot of stuff. The market, this market is a game. It's a big video game. That's what I tell everybody. But as long as it keeps giving you the same signals, it's going to keep doing the same things. Now, obviously, news releases and macro, geopolitical events, obviously, also play a factor in interest rates and all these things. So we're always keeping a mind on these things, but 90% of the price interaction that goes on a daily basis is controlled. It's a video game. So again, looking at 39,858, it's looking to take things higher to 40,037 on the way to the all-time goal. So that's what I'm looking at for this week. Hopefully, if you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll stay on for a few minutes to get the questions started. Also, total side note, if you guys are interested in seeing me trade live, I need you to go over to Brinks Trades YouTube channel, right? You'll see a bunch of videos of me. Hopefully there's no other copycats. I don't think I'm big enough for a copycat. I only have like 100 subscribers. I'll show you what it looks like. Hopefully there's no copyright. Okay, let's get that. So Brinks Trades. As you can see, I'm a car person. I look at a lot of cars. That's my thing. So Brinks Trades, this is me right here, right? This is my YouTube channel. If you subscribe, you will see when I go live and click the notification button. You will see when I go live for any new trades, any new trading sessions. So I went live on Wednesday, I think Wednesday or Tuesday. For the first time, there was some bugs with sound. So I'm trying to figure those things out and figure out the best opportunity to kind of give you guys a good trading opportunity or to watch me trade, and not only just see this, call the stuff that I'm calling out in advance, but also look for those things during, market hours too. So that's what I'm doing for the rest of the month, and we'll try it out and see how it goes. If I get a lot of people on there, or a lot of views, I got 31 views. You know what I mean? That's not a lot, but if you get more people on the calls actually, or being able to tune in after the calls, then I'll keep doing them. Right? And it's just something to kind of document my progress and show you that, hey, there's people in this game that can really do this, and everything is not a facade, and these people are real authentic people, right? So yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. Again, if you guys have any questions at all, let me know. And I got a few minutes, so I'll stay on. Hey, Hugo, you're right, man. A lot of people are missing out on good analysis, but that is what it is. I don't really. I do it for the people that want to watch. So I have some ideas of how I'm going to grow the platform and grow the reach, so it reaches a lot more people in the future. But they just want to get a track record of coming on and consistently, trading. So yeah, let me take a look at Euro USD real quick. At some point, I think going back to dollar, I think we might see. I'm looking to see how this level is used. If this fair value gap here continues to give us bearishness and really continues to go down, then we could be heading for here. If we're heading here on the down end on dollar, then on euro, we should be bullish. So I think long term, like, if we look at the weeks and the months, like, we're probably going to be bullish on dollar, bearish on euro. But in the short term, it's switched. So ideally, I want to see the market. I'm looking for the market to run to this high. Let me get this up. Sorry. This is the target for this week. Very clean analysis. Yeah. Shoot. This fair value gap is not going to be lined up right, but there's a secondary one right there. I'm looking for the market to do one of two things. Really run for this level, stay above consequent encroachment of this, so this top half of this fair value gap, or at the worst case scenario, run to the second one and give us an opportunity to go long. This is, I'll make a note that says here, most optimal setup, and then the worst case setup. So there you go. That worst case setup is going to be at 1.0811. The most optimal setup will be something it'll be somewhere in this fair value gap. Ideally, we stay above this high at 1.08425, but we could even see trade to the low end, right, of this quote unquote optimal setup, but somewhere in this gap for the first one, somewhere in the second gap for the second one. We also have this order block right here, so we know the rules about order blocks. And yeah, so I think we're probably looking at something like that to continue to run to this high. I don't know if we'll get there all in 1 week, but making progress toward that target. Give 5 the savior, or G5 the savior. Blessing Blake. Appreciate the analysis. Appreciate the appreciation of the analysis. Any views on gold? Let me just look at gold real quick. Again, I don't really like looking at gold. I don't trade gold personally because it's an event-driven market. It doesn't move as frequently naturally as it does, when there's just news releases. And I think that's kind of like the big driver with that currency. If you don't see a lot of news releases on gold, then it doesn't really do anything. Again, so we called this a couple weeks ago. I said I wanted to see the market run back into this. This was last week, maybe. I think I did it last week. I either did it on this call or I did it for my students. But I wanted to see the market run back into this old imbalance here and take things higher, and we are. This is the current target. Ideally, I'd like to see ideally I'd like to see the market create another imbalance here or trade back down to this low. It might not go as low as this low, but somewhere between this high and this low to create another gap to really look for opportunities to go higher. So that's what I'm looking for on the way to the target high, which is 24,330 or 24,000. I'm sorry, 2,041. 2,431. Sorry, I'm not A1 today. So that's what I'm looking at for gold. Again, this is the long-term target. I'll just make a note. And I'd like to see some type of pullback like this week. Shoot. It might not go this low. This is the lower end of a future fair value gap. So somewhere from there to there, right? This is what I would like to see. If anything changes, I will let you know. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I want to see. So if nobody else, I'll check these questions again. If nobody else has any questions, hope you guys have a good week and enjoy the the weather. At least in Michigan, we got good weather. So I don't know where everybody else is in the world, but get outside. It's about to be summertime. Have fun. Put your chart time in, study your stuff, but go have fun, right? These markets aren't going anywhere. Been here for 100 years. They'll be here for another 100. So peace. If you guys have any questions, let me drop the link to the Telegram chat. If you are not currently in the Telegram chat, feel free to join the Telegram chat. Info. And that is this link right here. Oops. That link right there. That's where I do all my updated analysis. So if anything changes throughout the week, you guys should be good to go. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to let me know and message me in the chat. Peace.